also appears Portsmouth has won the toss, has elected to receive. Crusaders have chosen to defend the south end for this first quarter.
It's Memorial Crusaders football here on Manchester Public Television. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Football here on Manchester Public Television. My name is Kyle Heavey, and we're excited to see, for our first time in the regular season, the Memorial Crusaders and the Portsmouth-Oyster River Clipper-Cats. Along with me in the booth is Mr. Tom Bezoin. Tom, we saw these teams, at least for the Memorial side of things, in the Jamboree. They've started the season 2-0. Things have looked very good for Coach Sturgis here.
Yeah, they had a little bit of a rough day at the Jamboree, but again, we talked about it then. It's a growing. That was kind of a weird day with delays and everything like that, and they really grew off of that day and come off to a great start.
Facing one of the best Division II teams in the Pelham Pythons that day, they've been able to take down the Central Rhode Island team and also last week the Dover Green Wave, and now a kickoff here, as Portsmouth will receive the ball first at about the 15-yard line, up to the 30, up to 35, and finally brought down at about the 39-yard line. Good return right there for Portsmouth and decent field position for the Clipper-Cats.
Yeah, that's Cody on the return, and he was pretty quick. I mean, he hit the hole quick, and special teams so far is, that's good field position to start off. Let's see how Memorial's defense is looking. They played really well the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, certainly Cody Ballard is the running back there, and we got the rosters here, and it's a very unique situation to have a number of high schools here between Portsmouth and Oyster River. So Cody does attend Portsmouth High School. So here we go with a 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Portsmouth in their all white with gold helmets. Memorial in their white pants, blue jerseys, and white helmets as well. And a first down, and got to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, and a great run right there by Kevin White trying to get something going, but just was unable to.
Yeah, I mean, nice job by Paradise in there. He slanted right into the play and almost ran right into the back, and then, the linebackers cleaned it up. So nice job on first down for Memorial.
Yeah, they can see that this defensive line of Memorial does not bend.
They're big boys up there and experienced.
And now it'll be a 2nd and 9. They did give him the 1 yard, and now trying to get it, and he's going to be brought down for a sack.
Yeah, and that's some quickness right there. And that's Xavier Monroe, and he comes off that edge, and we saw him in the Jamboree do that same thing. If he's unblocked, he is so quick, and he gets to the football quickly. He's a big weapon at that end, rushing the quarterback. And with the big guys covering the run in the middle, Memorial could be a defensive team all year.
For sure. And now Andy Brown, who is the quarterback for the Clippers, going to have to deal with a 3rd and 14 here, as thankfully he was no pain for that sack on his part. But now we'll see what he can do. We got 3 on the far side, 1 on the near side, and he's looking to throw it deep, but running out of time, and he's going to be fumbling, and it's going to be recovered. Oh, it's still not recovered. It's still on the ground, and finally we'll see. Looks like Portsmouth will recover it, but what a great 3 downs right there. Short 1 yard gain on our first run, a sack, and now a fumble.
Yeah, and Memorial was just rushing 4 there, and again, Monroe was causing trouble on this end, and they starting off great here. That's a great defensive stop right there.
Well, now punt team comes out, and it'll be, looks like 2 returners here, and Jacob Schuff, who knows the speed if he's able to get that ball. But we'll see what the punt looks like first. Now almost blocked there, Buzz. Now returned at about the 35 and going to be immediately brought down.
Hey, that's a good kick because he had some pressure on him there. But he kind of went into the pressure, right? You're seeing that a lot more than rugby-style punting. And Memorial must have had that scouted because they had 2 guys right where he rolled out to punt. And, Schuff didn't really have much of a chance there. Maybe a fair catch was in order there.
Well, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Crusaders after that 3 and out, and it will be 37-yard line going left to right across your screen. And now kind of a little bit of confusion there for the Crusaders as running around is Jathan Torres. Torres now in the right position, and now will run up the middle and able to get some quality yards up to the 45-yard line. So that's good for about an 8-yard gain.
And that's Gabe Felch, and he's had a great start to the season. He Memorial struggled a little bit in the Jamboree, but he looked really strong. And again, he's taking the place of Mo from last year, and he's doing a great job.
Well, under center goes the Crusaders on a 2nd and 2, and it's going to be another run up the middle, and this will be very close. It looks like he had a hole, but
short. I don't know. This guy's spotting it a little further than I thought.
Yeah, it looks like his arms are saying first down, so.
We got a better view now. We had a pretty good glare coming in here to start the game and pregame. And so now, things are opening up where we can really see the field good. So,
well, at the 48-yard line on the Memorial side, another 1st and 10. No one in motion. This is unusual. Now throwing it out down deep, and it's caught. Look at that, a beautiful pass that will make for another 1st down for the Crusaders.
And, they're going to do that once in a while because Junior has advantage on most of the defensive backs in the league. He's got speed, he's got size, and he's got hands. And, he really went up and got that. I mean, the defensive back, that wasn't bad coverage.
No, not at all.
It wasn't like he was by him. And, he's the type of kid where you can just throw it up there and he can go get it.
Gomez was very big on the basketball team this past year. Now it's a 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. And a nice pitch out here, trying to get around the corner. Looks like he's got some room. Oh, takes a big hit and is brought out of bounds at about the 9-yard line. So that's good for a 8-yard gain as well. So positive yards on every single play so far for the Crusaders.
Yeah, it's good pursuit by Kevin White, but a great run. I mean, they got 8 yards, right? So it's, that's them using their weapons. And, Schuff hasn't even touched the ball yet. I didn't see him in there on offense. Maybe he's just taking a puff from defense, but he had a heck of a game last week.
And you got to give quarterback Alex Sutherland credit. He's doing a great job of really running this offense smoothly right now as he gets underneath center with a 2nd and 2. And now run up the middle that will get the 1st down. And so it will be 1st and goal. And now it's going to be a tough decision here. Do you keep going with what you're doing? Or
I mean, it's a triple option, Kyle. They're going to keep pounding it. And I haven't seen any film on Memorial's first 2 games besides a couple of highlights. But just by watching the timing of the plays, they look way better now than they did 3 weeks ago. So, that just goes to show you how, what reps will do for you, week in and week out, and it's sharpening your offense.
And my apologies, it is not a 1st down. It's going to be 3rd and short here. So still positive, but just wasn't enough for the 1st down. And now a flip out here and try to get around the end. And this will be a touchdown. Let's see if a flag is thrown at all. And it does not look like it's going to be. And a 8-yard run works for Jacob Schuff to get into the end zone as the Crusaders take a 6-0 lead.
That's a good call by Coach D'Onofrio because, you're expecting to pound it up the middle there on 3rd and short. And there was nobody really on the outside there. Schuff really walked into the end zone. So good drive, good defensive stop, and then a good drive to get 6.
Well, a nice drive that started at the 9th. 2 minutes to get down the length of the field, and the kick is going to be no good. So something to check out for the rest of the game here as Gomez was the kicker there, and it was a very low line drive. And whether it was touched or not, either way, the Crusaders with the 6-0 lead.
Yeah, that was a little, the timing was off right there, and Portsmouth got in there to wreak havoc a little bit. But he'll just go for 2 later on in the game probably. And
well, it's working. You can do the little pitch and get the end. And we'll have to go back and look at the footage. There was a great block by one of the receivers. I'm not sure if that was Gomez or if that was someone else.
Yeah.
But someone was not allowing his man to come close to getting to Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, physically, so far, Memorial looks like a stronger team. But, it's early on in the game. Things can change quickly. So, 7 minutes ago, that's 2 drives. Certainly, Memorial's drive was much better than Portsmouth's, but we'll see.
Well, Zarin Williams is late to get to the huddle here, number 28, just a sophomore defensive back. So we'll see if he's possibly the future here of special teams in some ways, with Williams getting out there. And
it's always good to put your young guys out there to get experience, especially on kickoff. It gives everybody else a puff at the same time.
Well, Michael Georges, the kickoff, and a good kick here that will be out of bounds, so that will get the flags out there. And Portsmouth, a little late shove right there, as some issues going on between 2 players. I see Josu Sanchez as well as number 27, and that is Finn Rice for the Clipper-Cats.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It's probably just a little bit of football. Sometimes you get so they get it on the 35 here, which is about where they started the last drive. So, let's see how Memorial's defense responds here after a score.
Well, 7:30 remaining in this opening quarter. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line, with the Clipper-Cats trying to get a first down. Sometimes you got to start with the little goals here, Buzz.
Sure.
First play is going to be run up the middle, and he's going to be smothered and brought down.
Yeah.
Well done right there by big number 9 and Landon Murphy.
Yeah, and Ladum Adamante came in and cleaned it up. So they got some guys that are so quick to the ball, and it's going to be tough to score on them, especially running the football out of this set, because it takes a while. And you notice the flashing numbers over there, Kyle?
I definitely have been noticing that.
So that's something that came into made legal in high school a few years ago, where you can that's how they get their plays in. So one of the numbers is the play, and the other one is their formation.
Now trying to get to the outside. Number 1 is hit again and brought down for a short yardage gain. And this Memorial defensive line is really up to the task so far in this contest.
Yeah, Portsmouth's going to be looking at some quick hitting plays, nothing that is strung out or takes time to develop, because these guys are quick, and they're fending off their blocks pretty quickly and getting to the ball.
Well, Micah Gedney, the wide receiver to the near side. You see him on the screen right there with the yellow cleats. We'll see if this play goes to him, as Andy Brown has really not had a chance to release the ball. And he's going to do it now. Long pass right here, and it's going to be hit in the back, and it'll be incomplete.
Yeah, I mean, at the last minute, the defensive back turned. And, but you got to turn a little quicker than that.
Farrell.
Farrell, he
Florencio.
I remember him doing that in the Jamboree, too, right with him, step for step. But he's got to turn a little bit quicker, because that can, be close to a call. But once he did, he made a nice play on the ball. And that's what I was talking about with Portsmouth, though. That was kind of a quick play, right? Quick play action, and he got rid of the ball quick, because last time he tried to pass, Memorial was all over him.
Well, Gedney, who that pass was attempted to, will be the punter here for the second time. And it was a good punt the first time, and now we'll see. Releases it, and it goes end over end, and it will take a Portsmouth-Oyster River bounce. And this is going to be a tough one. They're going to let it go, and this will be down at the half-yard line.
Wow.
Beautiful punt, Micah Gedney.
Goodness. I mean, can you get a better punt than that?
I don't think you can. Look at how far the Crusaders now have to go on the doorstep. I mean, you might as well do goal line defense here for the Clipper-Cats, try to get themselves a safety and better field position here.
And, what a weapon to have there. And, last time he was pressured, so he got a decent punt off, so we couldn't tell. But those are tough. Those are kind of knuckleballs, and Schuff couldn't really fair catch that or anything. It was too much of a tough play, and I think that's why Memorial has 2 guys deep instead of just one, because this kid probably is well-known punter in the league, you know.
Well, number 7 is back out in the field on the far side doing triple duty here, offense, defense, and special teams. And now 1st and 10 from the half-yard line. Got 99.5 yards, 99.5 problems, and a first run attempt, rugby-esque, and will be able to get some breathing room a little bit from the goal line as
But Felch is going forward all the time. He doesn't try to cut. He doesn't try to, he just goes forward, and that's 4.5 yards right there, on first down. And it gets you out of the hole a little bit, opens up your options, and just one first down at a time is what you're looking at here.
I mean, one play to get away from your own end zone is another thing, and smart move right here to have Sutherland under center, not trying to have any confusion, and now a pitch play, trying to get to the outside, and is able to get out at about the 7, and a little late push out of bounds, and very close right there by Daniel Solar-Sala on a possibly 15-yard penalty there, but was not flagged, and now here we go with a 3rd and 5 for the Crusaders.
Yeah, and that was better pursuit by Portsmouth. The last couple times they went wide, they didn't pursue it well. But that time they did. And, it's an interesting call here with 3rd and about 3.5, 4 yards.
Well, you can see Torres out here in the slot. See if they go to him or if they just continue pass it, running and up the middle. And this will be stopped, but it should be good for a first down for the Crusaders.
Oh, yeah, by a ton. And that was a quick – how to hit the hole so quick, huh? I mean –
Felch is –
you didn't even see him in there, and he was 5 yards down the field. So a great run there and good blocking up front. And Gabe came out for a little puff there, so they got the new back in.
Well, he did the work to get out of the basement of your own end zone in some ways, but now we'll see. This looks like in the backfield will be Johan Quintero Salazar. So let's see if they go to number 8 here. Sutherland's he's gonna let it go. And this is actually gonna go right there to his man in the backfield who's gonna run out of bounds, and that will be good for another first down.
Yeah, good design there because if Junior run the cornerback off, he already went deep once, right? So now they're worried about him getting beat. So you get the cornerback being run off, and Schuff is just wide open, and a perfect angle for that left-handed thrower to throw it going that way. And it was a quick play, and Schuff has been on fire in the last couple of weeks. So you want to get him the ball as much as you can.
Yeah, it's definitely helpful to have a Jacob Schuff on your team. He's got to be up there for all state at the way he is going. As going into his senior year, he knew it was expected, and he's ready for the challenge. And now a little run play that does not work. Clipper-Cats do a great job of stopping that, and that's the first play, really, Buzz, that Memorial does not look as confident as in other plays.
And that was Andrew Craig, who slanted and beat his man up front. He was in the backfield before the handoff. So a little dangerous there for Memorial, and a loss of 1 on first down.
Well, it'll still be a 2nd and 11 from the 27-yard line. Again, Memorial in their blue jerseys, white pants, going left to right across your screen, going from the south end zone to the north end zone. And they've already done it once. 3:30 remaining in this opening quarter, I guess you could say. Period is hockey. And now flip out, tries to get spin around and able to be brought down about the 36-yard line. And you can see that play was just kind of not working from the start.
Yeah, it was, that's a triple option right there. You can run it, you can pitch it. Really, Portsmouth must have been really practicing against that all week, and they defended that well. So now you're 3rd and long. You're not in a comfortable position here for this offense, but so far they've been able to throw the ball. So let's see what happens.
Well, Henry Dorley, number 86 for the Clipper-Cats, doing a great job of stopping things on the near side. So we'll see if the Clipper-Cats are able to stop it or if the Crusaders will go to the far side. Looks like a man in motion. And Sutherland has to get away. Still on his feet. Look at the speed right there, Buzz. Trying to get to the outside and is able to get to the sticks and get that first down.
You know, a terrific cut right there by Sutherland because he cut it and he wanted to see those chains and see where they were at, and he was booking it right to those chains. So really good run. Good coverage by Portsmouth that time. There was nobody open. So Sutherland didn't have much of a chance to throw it. So, you know, he scrambled and ran. And the way that this drive is going, you know, Memorial could keep the ball for a very long time. What's the problem with moving the sticks here?
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out myself. I don't see any laundry on the field.
Well, are we short of the first down?
The officials are kind of gathering together to figure out what's going on here.
The yard, I don't see a flag. The yardstick is still back at the original line of scrimmage, and the ball is definitely
and it's a first down. The referee has said it. And, well, the drive will continue with 2:30 remaining. And you could hear the fans below us. They got a lot of chalk that they're spraying each other with. And
oh, geez.
There's a lot of fun going on down below us here, Buzz. So we're trying to avoid getting chalk tonight as we are not wearing our white. And we'll see what the rest of the night brings here.
It looks like fun, though. They're having a good time. It's a good, clean fun, man. You're here to support your team, and you're doing that stuff. I love it.
Well, the clock did get stopped at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And now, again, another 1st and 10 for the Crusaders. Looking to add to their lead. They're already up 6-0. Man in motion, and he's going to get the flip. Try to get to some yards and brought out of bounds. And that's a tough one right there. This same number 5 is getting close to getting flagged, but Daniel Solar-Sala is doing enough to.
Yeah, I mean, they're determined to get to the outside on this side, right? They've tried it like 3 times now and not had too much success. But, you know, on first down, they got 3 yards. That's what they want. That's fine. They'll keep pounding it down the field. I mean, at 99.5 yards to go, I mean, you could take up a quarter and a half doing it this way, you know?
2nd and 7 now. Sutherland looking at the defense, calling things out from the 41-yard line. And now lost the ball for a second. Now I realize who has it. Now a flag is going to be thrown, and we'll have to see what that is trying to get some yards and just unable to was Torres.
Yeah, that's a speed option, so that's without the fake handoff. And you just run towards the end as the quarterback and decide to keep or pitch. And Portsmouth, again, has been disciplined on those option plays. And we got a hold, right?
If I was Portsmouth, do I decline it?
No, I don't think so because
it's already going to be a 3rd and long, but
it'll be 3rd and 8. But you want to put Memorial in uncomfortable situations, and the longer to go, the better. You know, when you're facing a triple option team, so you want to push them back as much as you possibly can.
Well, a 2nd and 18 from the 30-yard line now.
Right, so it would have been 3rd and 8 or 2nd and 18, right? So, you know, I like, you know, if I'm Portsmouth, I like accepting it.
Well, that's what they've done, and now with under 2 minutes to go, a big spot right here for the Crusaders. They're ready to go. Sutherland will hand the ball off, and look at them. How'd he get through that hole? That's unbelievable right there, Buzz. Just sneaky the whole entire way and able to get himself some positive yards. And my goodness, that was, I mean.
Yeah, quick run. We're trying to see who
Quintero
that is.
Salazar.
Salazar, okay. So, you know, he's the backup, and he has some quickness, huh? What do we got here now? We got another hold?
We got another hold, so that will bring it back some more. After what was a quality play, just the referees are seeing it in favor of Portsmouth, and now the ball will go even further back.
And this is where they struggled in the Jamboree with penalties, and talked about it ad nauseum about, you know, how you can't be 2nd, 3rd, and long in this offense. You want to be in a good position because you're not a spread. You're not designed to go, you know, 15, 20, 30 yards. You know, you want it 5 yards in a cloud of dust.
Now 2nd and 21. So back we go. Sutherland. We'll see if he's going to throw up in the backfield, and that's officially a fumble, but it goes out of bounds. So no harm, no foul there, as just an attempted pass to.
Well, if they called it a lateral,
Jathan Torres,
it would be spotted where it went on a bounce.
It just seemed like it from our
Yeah,
angle's
it did.
tough, but you're seeing what I'm seeing there.
Let's see. I don't know if they're sure. I agree with you. I thought it was a lateral. So
It certainly seemed like
if
it.
that's the case, it should be spotted around the 30-yard line where it went out, and that would be more of a loss of yardage.
Referees are making that
Yeah.
call, and
Yeah, that's what it was. Yep.
so back to the 31-yard line.
So they're going in the wrong direction here. Memorial is going backwards big time here.
So we'll get some more chalk being sprayed on the fans here. I mean, Buzz, I don't know if you've ever done a color run, but it's tough to breathe with some of that.
Run.
Well, 3rd and 21 now, and Sutherland will have to let go of this one. Oh, he's going to be eaten up and brought down. And I mentioned him before, and finally he comes to play right there, making a big stop right there. And look at that. Henry Dorley comes to and absolutely swallows Sutherland up.
What a response by Portsmouth. I mean, it looked like Memorial was going to march right down the field and eat up clock. And the next thing you know, they can't even punt it for first down here. It's like it's 4th and forever.
4th and 27. And there's 20 seconds remaining, so it'll be very interesting to see if Memorial does actually punt this, or do they wait till the second quarter and try to.
There's no. The wind is blowing the opposite way, so they will wait.
And it looks like that is exactly what we're seeing here, as now a timeout has been called. So
if it was a real stiff wind, Portsmouth would have had the option to call a timeout there and make Memorial kick it into the wind. But it's really not too bad, but it is blowing that way.
Well, Portsmouth does call the timeout with 2 seconds remaining, so interesting to see that the tactics of the wind direction and where you're going to get the ball becomes a huge part here.
Yeah. We saw almost like a 70-yard punt by Portsmouth going in that direction. So, it might have been a thought. It might have went through the head coach's mind for a second to burn a timeout there to make them kick it into the wind, but to each his own. Sometimes you got to save those for the second quarter.
Well, not much really to talk about here. You just do your job of protect or try to block it. It just kind of.
And actually, they did call a timeout, Kyle.
They did, yeah. Portsmouth decided that at
2.8. Okay. See, I'm kind of blocked by the clock, so I thought, I'm blocked a little. I got to take a step back to see the clock. So, it is a good call by Portsmouth. That's good. And now that'll probably get them 10 or 20 yards difference.
Well,
and Portsmouth has 2 deep.
Well, this will be the last play of the first quarter here, so it's got to be a good snap. Oh, it's going to be high. No one covering, trying to block it, as now the ball will come to rest at the 49-yard line, right about the 50. So able to get the ball to midfield was part of the due process as well, Buzz. And now with a 6-0 lead, Memorial will have to play defense going into the second quarter, excuse me.
Disappointing drive there, though, because, they came out from the heels on their goal line to get a good drive going, and then all of a sudden they just went backwards. 2 holds in a row, 2 negative plays in a row, and then Portsmouth has now got a little bit of momentum going. So if they can get anything at all going on offense here, they'll have the momentum going into the second half. But Memorial's defense has looked strong. So let's see how they respond.
Well, now Portsmouth in their all-white unis with the gold helmets will be going left or right across your screen, as thankfully don't really have to go too far for either team at the 50-yard line.
Right.
As it's right there.
A quick flop.
So basically we were watching Memorial go left or right on that drive, and now you don't even have to worry. It's going to be the same exact thing. So, again, Clipper-Cats down 6-0 after that 8-yard TD run by Jacob Schuff with 7:30 remaining in that first quarter. And now it's the Clipper-Cats with their QB under center, trying to get something going here. And we'll see what they decide to do with Andy Brown. Brown trying to find a receiver, sees one, but it's going to be out of bounds. And
yeah, more pressure by Memorial, and it's forced them out of the pocket a little bit there. And the defensive backs for Memorial, who is one of the strengths of this team, I think, they're on lockdown right now. So it's going to be tough for Portsmouth to get the ball down the field, unless they, go intermediate routes rather than trying to go deep, because that pass rush for Memorial is, they're tough.
And they don't seem to be getting tired at all. Obviously, we're only through the first 12 minutes of the game, but they have remained resilient and just ruthless, I guess, for the first couple drives here for the Clipper-Cats. And now we'll see what we can do with a 2nd and 10. And now Brown got to take it himself and is able to get the first down and more, and is still on his feet, is all the way up to the 30-yard line before he's finally brought down. But a good job by Andy Brown, just finally just taking it himself and getting some positive yards.
Yeah, good play call there, because you want to do some kind of a counter against Memorial's defense, because Memorial is so aggressive right now and they're getting after it. So what you want to do, you want to counter it. You want to make sure that everybody's going to flow to the fake and then keep it. And that was a great job by Brown. That was a really nice fake.
Well, I'm thinking that might have upset Memorial as a timeout was called after that. And with just 17 seconds to go, or left, taken off the clock here in the second quarter, it's the cheerleaders who are flipping out now with trying to get the crowd energy going to get some defense going for the Crusaders. While for the Clipper-Cats, they got to be happy finally getting some positive yards here.
Yeah, and I've seen this for a lot from Coach Sturgis. After big plays by the other team, he has a tendency to call a timeout. Now, he's running the defense. He's a defensive coordinator and head coach. So he gets upset, or maybe somebody wasn't aligned correctly or didn't do their job. So, you got to do your job, and if you're not, then, he'll call you out on it. That's for sure.
Well, Brown in the shotgun formation. 1st and 10 from the 30. Man in motion here. Looking around, trying to find something going on. And Brown got to release it, and this time it's going to get to Gedney. Gedney's still on his feet. How did he get around? And he's lost the ball. It's going to be recovered. Crusaders are saying their ball. We'll see. The referees are getting in there. We get Kevin White saying it's their ball. And it looks like it is going to remain with the Clipper-Cats.
Yeah, I mean, he started to bobble it there, and, he kind of lost it mid-tackle. And great job by Memorial there. But Gedney, it was a decent route, but Memorial, was right on top of him as soon as he caught it. So
it was good for a 5-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd and 5 from the 25-yard line. Kevin White on the near side. We got Andy Brown on shotgun formation again. And this time it's going to be a handoff. Trying to get around, able to get the first down, stay on his feet, and brought out of bounds. That's Kevin White doing the stuff right there.
Yeah, and they've adjusted a little bit and gone out a couple gaps. Earlier on they were trying to run inside in the A and B gap, and Memorial's big guys were plugging that up. Now they're trying to kind of pin the end and get around the end a little bit. And nice cut right there, and Portsmouth now has a momentum in the game.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line as Clipper-Cats sniff in the end zone, and slowly but surely. And now look at this, White trying to leap over some Crusader players, and he's able to get some more positive yards, probably down to about the 5-yard line.
Yeah, that was kind of a funny run there. He had a two-footed hop.
I didn't know if he was going to be Antonio Brown to the punter there, if you remember the play like that back in the 2010s, I would say.
And in high school, you can't hurdle. But hurdling, is having a hand on the defensive player and jumping over him. So he was fine there.
Well, we'll see. It's Kevin White in the backfield. Andy Brown will get the ball Throwing, passing, and Crusaders going to stop him at the 1. Daniel Solar-Sala was trying to get into the end zone, just unable to. And a big 3rd and 1 here for the Clipper-Cats. Just a few feet from tying this game up, and we'll see what happens here. As we got some lights turn on. Now 3 in the backfield here. Feel like a QB draw here, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Just trying to get it, and it's a touchdown for Portsmouth-Oyster River. A 1-yard touchdown run by the quarterback himself, and Andy Brown, who really got things going with that QB sneak, is able to tie up this game, and now Portsmouth-Oyster River with a chance to take the lead if they make this extra point.
Yeah, nice adjustments by the Portsmouth coaching staff, and Brown really did a good job on that drive running the offense. I mean, nice and smooth all the way down the field, and Memorial's not easy to score on. So, this game just got really interesting.
It certainly did. Now trying to get the extra point. The kick is up and good. So Portsmouth able to utilize some good defense to good offense and have taken a 7-6 lead here with 9:45 remaining in this second quarter.
And Memorial's going to have to get some kind of return here and a good drive to change the momentum, because right now Portsmouth has all of it. And, they got it by, even though they dug out of the hole from that punt on the half-yard line, it still took them a little bit to get out, and then they started going backwards. And once they started going backwards, Portsmouth gained the momentum back. And that was a good answering drive by them. And Memorial's got to answer now, so we'll see. See if they can get a good return, right?
That's going to be a part of the problem here, is that they have not been able to get Jacob Schuff to get a run in here, as their couple of kicks were not the best. And now we'll see just what Gedney can do, or if this is Gedney or if this is someone else that's kicking here. We'll try to get a number as we
Number 3.
Number 3. So this one's actually Cody Beland, who started off this game with a nice kickoff, and now low kick that will go out of bounds.
So we're going to the 35 again. So Memorial did that on their kickoff, and now Portsmouth is giving Memorial good field position. So we'll see what happens on their drive. They got to stop with the penalties, and that was hurting them in the Jamboree, and they obviously straightened it out with their 2 wins. And what do we got? We're
going to actually have a re-kick instead of.
Okay, so that's your option. You can take it on the 35. You can make them re-kick it 5 yards back. A little puzzling that you would do that with knowing that Portsmouth has a good kicker, and he is kicking against the wind, so maybe that's the thought process here, to make him kick it again. But in order to gain anything, you've got to get past the 35-yard line on your return here. So we'll see what happens if they can catch it on the run and get something close.
Well, here we go. Attempt number 2, and this is going to be a squib kick that's going to be off the hands. They needs to recover it. It finally does, and staying on his feet and up to about the 44-yard line. Didn't seem like he was the guy that you really wanted to touch the ball, but Moses White was able to do enough to get things going.
Well, it's Michael. Was that Michael Georges? 19?
Or Michael Georges,
so
yes.
Michael is an unbelievable athlete. He plays basketball. He was just getting raw in basketball, and he came out for football this year. And he's athletic. He can do a lot of things. He's just really raw to football. So he's an up guy. But he got the ball in his hands, and he went up the field. So they did get almost, 9-yard gain out of changing the penalty around.
1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Memorial going right to left across your screen. Down 7-6. And first try is now going to be taken away. And look at this. Portsmouth will get the ball. They took it out of the hands. And what a great job right there by the Clipper-Cats to try to increase their lead, and a turnover for Memorial hurting themselves right there, Buzz.
Yeah, that's Daniel Solar-Sala, and he just came in and ripped the ball out of the hands. I mean, they made adjustments on their alignment, and they're slanting, and Memorial is not adjusting on offense. So, Portsmouth has done a great job into in-game adjustments on both sides of the ball so far.
Well, only getting the ball for 11 seconds here, and Portsmouth now 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Andy Brown will take the ball, looking to pass. Now sidearms, and is this caught? They're going to say he caught it. Great job there by Micah Gedney.
It was tough to tell because he kind of had his back to us, but he got his hands under it. And that pressure now has gone away from Memorial, and Portsmouth now is holding their own on the offensive line because early on Memorial was all over them. I don't know if you want to throw a blitz in here or throw a wrinkle just to try to get some momentum back, but Portsmouth has got all of it.
1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Brown in the shotgun again. Gedney and Beeland underneath. Now Gedney in motion, and he's going to get the ball in the backfield, trying to get around, and he's going to be stopped, and that will probably be about a loss of 1 on that play.
Yeah, and that they went back to what the slow moving plays, and you can't do that side to side against Memorial. They have too many guys that are too quick to the ball, and that's what they were trying to do early on, and it was unsuccessful. And since then, they have gone to the quicker plays, quicker hitters, and that's where they got success. So maybe they'll just adjust here.
It looked like he got it further than they have spotted it, but it is now a 2nd and 13. As Brown in the shotgun with Kevin White next to him. We're going to get more points on the board. Memorial hoping for a big stand right here. And Andy Brown staying on his feet for now, but now he is brought down. And that is a big sack right there. And you can see 5'1" doing his job. And what a big guy that is, who's always ready to tackle, make some plays. And that is Manuel Pena Ramirez.
Yeah, Ramirez is a veteran player, but that was a coverage sack. I mean, the Memorial had him on lockdown back there, and it took him a while to get to him. So, but he got there and he got the sack. That's good for him.
And one of the captains here for this Crusader squad, and now a 3rd and long. Brown just running back, and it's going to be intercepted. Wow! Look at Pena Ramirez run, and he might go all the way. My goodness! Look at this. We just spoke so highly for him, and look at this, a big interception return for a touchdown.
Yeah,
and the Crusaders are going crazy, but yes, they flag back at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it was at the point of attack, and it was a good call because, he dragged them down, and, but, that could have been the play of the year. You can see the frustration.
Right, he's still got the ball in his hand.
Still a great play because he scouted that play well. Whenever you see that quarterback diving back like that, there's a screen coming, and that play's designed to go over the linebackers' heads, and he stood his ground and picked it off, and I think he'll be out for a few plays after that.
Yeah, I feel like that is probable as they've given him the championship belt, but unfortunately he drops that as he just wants water thrown on his head and some oxygen here. Is very frustrated to know that Crusaders will have the ball 1st and 10, but now instead of taking the lead, they still have 50 yards to go with 6:59 remaining, and now Crusaders have to go further back as this is a tough penalty right there.
Yes, the discipline hasn't been there. That's their 3rd holding call, and that might have been necessary. I don't know that he would have broke that if the kid didn't hold the Portsmouth guy. So, that one's not so bad when it's not on a scrimmage play. So that was on an interception. So we'll see what happens. See if they can get going here.
A lot of energy now on the Memorial side as back-to-back turnovers for both sides, and now Sutherland going to release, and this is going to be
Junior caught that.
Caught.
You see what I mean? He was behind the kid there, and he reached around him and grabbed the football. So if you put that ball anywhere near that kid, he's going to outfight the defensive player. He's just bigger and stronger. Straight up. These kids, that was probably the best coverage you can ask for. You can't yell at that kid for that. That's just a great play by Junior.
The only thing you could have really asked for was to have just knock that to the ground by the defensive back for Portsmouth, but instead Gomez with a big play, and now a 1st and 10 on the Portsmouth side of the field, and now a little flip out, and look at the speed of Jacob. Just keeps it going, is finally brought down, and a little unnecessary actions there by the Clipper-Cats, but that's the game right there.
Yeah, it's football, man. And, Schuff, more than his speed there was his cut. He put his foot in the ground, and he cut it up the field. And, it's a great run, and that's what he's been doing.
Well, as we get under 6:30 remaining, it'll be a 2nd and 4 from the 43-yard line. Memorial trying to take this lead going into the halftime break, as they will be getting the ball first in the second half. Now Sutherland goes deep and has got a man. Oh, what a defensive play right there. And that's our man again from the Portsmouth Clipper-Cats, Michael Gedney.
Yeah, Michael's all over the place. I mean, he does everything, doesn't he?
He really has been a special player for these Clipper-Cats through the first few minutes of this game, as kicking, now defensive back work, has been offensively getting some positive yards. So
yeah, but look for them to now come underneath that. So like they did earlier, they went deep to Gomez, and then they sent them deep as a decoy and went underneath behind him like a trail play. So look for them to come back to that later on, maybe even in this series.
Well, a 3rd and 4 with 6:03 remaining in this second quarter, and Memorial got to get this first down here to keep things moving. A nice run up the middle, and
that's motion. That's another penalty by Memorial. So, they're hurting themselves left and right here. Well, that was on the far side receiver who came in for Gomez. So he was in there for one play, and he didn't hear the count or whatever. He jumped.
Gabriel Felch was the running back there, but unable to get that first down thanks to that penalty. So now it'll be a 3rd and about 9, it looks like, as Memorial got to do better with these penalties.
You can't win games like this. You can't just keep over and over having penalties on both sides of the football.
Well, here we go. It's actually going to be a 3rd and 10 after that penalty, and we'll see a man in motion. Sutherland's out back, and he's going to just flip this out, and it's going to be incomplete. A big hit after the play, but it was only so much that number 25 could do, as Andrew Craig was running hard, and just Torres not able to catch that cleanly.
Yeah, I don't like to see them go downfield there a little bit, because you're catching the ball really far from the sticks there. Even if he caught it, he would have had to break it for 10, 12 yards just to get to the sticks. And I would like to see them go intermediate more there.
And now it's going to be a punt here for Memorial, as got Gedney deep for the Clipper-Cats. So we know that he can do all the things on the field, so we'll see if he returns one as well. High snap, kick. Oh, got some air, and now we'll get some more positive yards, but the Crusaders will finally touch it about the 24-yard line. So with 5:19 remaining, the Clipper-Cats leading this game 7-6, and Memorial will have to have a little discussion here about what they need to do differently next time on offense, because they still have 2 timeouts left.
What they need to do differently is be disciplined and stop with the penalties, because it's going to stall every one of your drives. So until they stop that, and Portsmouth, give them credit too. They've adjusted on defense after that first drive, because the first drive Memorial went right down the field. There's no problem. Left, right, up the middle, anything. So.
Well, 1st and 10 from the 25. And Andy Brown will release it quickly, and it seemed like a timing route wasn't on with number 11 there. And Zachary Hall, the junior wide receiver, was kind of about a yard and a half ahead of where Andy Brown was trying to release that ball.
Yeah, I think it was just miscommunication there between the two. You could tell by the reaction after. So, but again, that stops the clock, and Memorial just needs to get a stop here and get some more momentum, and maybe get a good punt return, and maybe get in the end zone before the half.
Well, Brown in the shotgun formation. 2nd and 10. Man in motion. He's going to get the ball. Try to get the outside. Gedney tries to, and this might be a tough tackle. And now look at the flags being thrown. A referee has hit the ground.
Yeah, there was a collision over here. He's okay. He looks to be okay.
The side judge was kind of coming in after the play had been ended. And
was he trying to throw a flag? Is that why he wiped out? Or
I think he was just trying to come in and make sure,
Yeah.
And no flags were thrown there.
We're good. And again, sideline to sideline plays are not good against this defense. Portsmouth got away from it. They were going east and west, and they just can't do that. They can't go sideline to sideline. Memorial's too quick.
We'll see what type of defense we got here with Darius Rodriguez and Pena Ramirez looking for another pick if he can. And a 3rd and long, 3rd and 12. And Brown going to the outside now is going to release it. And this will be short of the first down, brought down at about the 25-yard line roughly.
Yeah, and, again.
30-yard line, excuse me.
That ball's caught short of the sticks. So, on a route like that, you want to go to the sticks and come back. You don't want to catch the football there because, Memorial's, we talked about it all night, they're quick. So, they're getting to the football quick. So that was a good answer by Memorial's defense. And let's see if they can get a return. Punt against the win this time, but this kid has booted it so far.
Well, we'll see if Memorial can cause some pressure here, but Micah Gedney, the kicker, out back, waiting for the snap. And snap is good. And they're going to go for a fake. He's going to be brought down, and this is going to be a turnover and possibly an injury here.
I don't know if that was a head tackle. That looked like a face mask or something around the head. I don't see a flag, so maybe it was just the way it looked.
And Gedney seems like he is in some pain down there as he will take a couple plays off, and we're going to have to see if a trainer will have to come and chat with him, as that was a big collision and a loss of down here, a turnover on down, and now the Crusaders are back in business, 4:15 remaining, 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line, and kind of an interesting decision there by Portsmouth.
Yeah, I don't like it because, you had the momentum, and this could change the whole look of the game.
Schuff in motion and going to go up the middle and brought down close to the sticks, and a nice run right there by Johan Quintero Salazar.
Yeah, I don't know. Was that Felch back in there? Is he back in? 2? Yeah, so that's Felch. So Felch is back in, and it was a good cut. He put his foot in the ground and got up the field like he was doing earlier, and he got a 10-yard, 12-yard run there. So again, that fake might come back to haunt Portsmouth.
Well, 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. 3:40 remaining, and looks like Felch lined up, and it's going to be a pitch out. Trying to get the outside. Look at the speed right there. Cuts it back. Still on his feet. Going to be close and brought down. It'll be 1st and goal here for the Crusaders as a nice positive yard run by Torres.
Yeah, and that fake punt play is like, as a head coach in the past, that's one of those ones you make, and it's either, you're going to live with it no matter what. But if it doesn't go right, man, that could make you a long week, because I've had weeks where I haven't slept after plays like that. But, Memorial's still going to get in the end zone here, so they got to stay away from the mistakes and keep running the ball like they have.
Again, they scored on their first drive, trying to score on the next drive, and a run up the middle, and Felch looks like he is close, waiting for the official word, and it's a touchdown! A 5-yard TD run puts the Crusaders back on top, 12-7. with an extra point to come next.
Now you're going to chase the points here. What's the analytics, Kyle? You know, are we kicking it, or it looks like they're going to kick it. They're not going to chase early.
Well, Portsmouth will be able to get the ball with under 3 minutes to go, looking to respond here, but a big touchdown right there.
And Memorial's getting possession at the half, so you know that makes another factor right there. See if their kick can be a little smoother than last time.
And the kick is good.
Yeah, and Michael, a former soccer player, so he's showing his soccer boot there. I love to see that kid doing good things because he's a fantastic kid. You know, I was lucky enough to be around him for a couple of years with the basketball program, and yeah, what a good kid.
Well, with 2:54 remaining, Portsmouth will get the ball and try to cut the lead, get the lead back, I suppose, as it seems like the energy has come to the Memorial side with that 5-yard TD run.
You know, as good as that punter is for Portsmouth, even though he was kicking it a little bit into the wind there, that might have been a factor why you would call a fake there, right? You know, when you're kicking it into the wind. But, you know, he kicked an almost 70-yard punt with the wind before. So can you imagine you can get something decent off going that way? So, you know, that's something that as a head coach you got to live with. You know, if they got it, we wouldn't be talking about it, right? But, you know, Memorial reacted really well, too, so give them credit.
Well, the good news here for football fans is Micah Gedney is back deep, so he seems to be okay after that big collision here. But now Crusaders will kind of squib it, and it's going to take a good hop, and this is going to have to be recovered. And great job on special teams by the Crusaders.
What a great kick. I mean, I love a kick like that as a coach. You know, you're forcing them to return it, but it takes a while for them to get to the ball. And, you know, that was a terrific kickoff.
Well, Clipper-Cats will get the ball at the 15-yard line, 85 yards with 2:49 to go. You're going to expect a lot out of Andy Brown, possibly with trying to keep things going. It worked for the drive that they scored with that 5-yard TD run. But, 1-yard TD run.
Funny how one play can change the momentum of a game totally, huh? I mean, Portsmouth had all the momentum, and just that one play has changed everything.
Well, a pitch out here, and he's going to be quickly brought down and driven back. Oh my. And I believe the first one to get there was Michael Daly.
Yeah, and I've been talking about it the whole half. Portsmouth cannot go sideline to sideline. They have to go upfield with their plays. Quick hitters and go upfield because, you know, Memorial is just too fired up. Or, you know, the counter, like they ran before with the quarterback keeper, they got like 20 yards on that play.
Well, a serious-looking injury here for
okay.
Portsmouth is thankfully able to get back up on his feet and now head to the sidelines.
That was the guy that had the ball. So it's possible he landed on the football there because, you know, he was trying to recover because there was 3 guys on top of him as soon as he got it. He really couldn't do anything about it.
Kevin White, I mean, he, for all we know, could have had the wind knocked out of him right there.
Right.
As, you know.
And 2 timeouts left for Memorial, which is a factor here. And you know, Coach Sturr just burned one early after that long play for Portsmouth. So, you know, you want to keep a couple in your pocket, and he did. So good move by him, and you can use it right after this play.
Now the clock continues to tick away. Should that have been stopped because of the injury?
No, because
he got off the field?
Once they set the ball, it goes back to where it was. So, you know, if the play had gone out of bounds, it would go on a snap, but the play didn't go out of bounds. So they're winding it from there, and Portsmouth is going to use every second of it.
For sure, as now we got Andy Brown going to hand it off and try to cut back, and he's going to be brought down at the 25-yard line.
Now you got to call a timeout, and they did. Okay, smart move. So another defensive stop here and a timeout, and that'll give at least Memorial a chance for a return, and Portsmouth will have to kick it into that wind. So, and Memorial gets it, after the half.
Well,
so, the fake punt can be your friend, right? If that kid would have broke it up the sideline, we're talking about a different conversation. But that one play has now flipped the game totally. And I don't want to do that as a coach. I don't want to make one call that is going to affect the entire way that the game is flowed. You got to think about that, and you got to think about what the negative effects of the play is going to be.
And now trying to figure out who called the timeout here, as Memorial was the one to call that because they want to get the ball back.
Yeah, they're gonna burn another one right after this play, and they'll get the ball back, with a minute and 20 or more, if they don't get the first down. I mean, it's 3rd and 10 here. I mean, if you're Portsmouth, you got to run a counter here. You got to either run a quick pass up the field, but I don't know if you want to stop the clock. But if you run a counter, that might work because Memorial's going to be pumped up to get to the football quick. So that counter that they ran before could go for a first down here if they run it again.
Well, here we go. 3rd and 10 for the Clipper-Cats, trying to get downfield to take back the lead. And it's going to be a long pass. Andy Brown, it's going to be caught!
Wow. Was he out?
We're going to see. The official says he is caught.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, that's a pick. That's right in his hands, and bounced out. And wow. They're okay now. They're probably just not going to get the ball before the half. They're still getting it at the half, and Portsmouth still got a long way to go with a minute and 30 left. So now it flips. You want them to use the time now and forget about the timeout.
With shades of the Patriots-Seahawks Super Bowl, they deflected pass that is caught, and now the Clipper-Cats were going to kill some clock, it looks like here. First down play for 3 yards.
Why they would be killing clock. I mean, they should be going quick.
Well, 2nd and 7, a 3-yard reception there. And pass play to the near side. He's got to get out of bounds. He's going to be rolled up on inbounds, so that will continue the clock running under a minute now. And the Clipper-Cats will have a 3rd and 7 here.
And they're not going to call a timeout, which is smart because you're on the negative side of the field. If you're on the positive side of the field there, then you call a timeout and you can try a couple plays way down.
Well, 40 seconds to go is a 3rd and 7 here for the Clipper-Cats, who are down 13-7. And Brown got to release it, going deep, and this one is knocked down incomplete. And great defensive work right there by Pharrell Therentil.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't a ball that the Portsmouth guy could have caught. So you want to make sure you're either catching that or knocking it down, because we saw what happened a couple plays earlier where it just bounced off, and that could be a weird play. And now you got to punt it. So, you could have ran it there and forced Memorial to decide if they wanted to call a timeout. But now you got to punt it into the wind. And, Schuff is dangerous. I'm sure they're going to try to keep it away from him, but Torres is no slouch either.
No, I was going to say.
So, the rugby kick might be coming back here again.
Oh, 24.3 seconds ago. And the kick.
Oh, my goodness, he could have blocked that.
Is up, and this will be taken by Torres. Torres coming in the near side, trying to cut back upfield, cuts back, and is now going to be brought out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. And 10 seconds to go. We'll see what Memorial does, as I'm not sure that Sutherland has a Aaron Rodgers type arm to throw 65 yards.
Yeah, not too many high school kids can do that. But what they do have is a play that you can get an intermediate catch and then try to get the ball in your playmaker's hands and then see if you can get downfield. You don't want to go too crazy and throw a pick here, but and they may just run the ball, and they're getting the ball at the half.
Are we going to see some varsity blues hook and ladder right here?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Is Billy Bob going to be on the field? I'm intrigued to see.
Billy Bob's retired.
Well, here we go. Possibly the last play of the first half, and throwing it deep. Look at those. And it's up and brought down. 2 seconds to go.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it earlier. Just there's 3 guys on I mean, the kid is just bigger and stronger than anybody else on the field.
Shades
his hands are big. You know, I coached him in basketball. That's how I know all this, right? So you can just get the ball in the area, and he's going to get it. And that was a nice throw too.
Shades of Randy Moss in his prime right there as Gomez able to bring it down, and now a timeout has been called. And
you got one play, so you
15 yards out.
Or, you know, I don't think he can kick a field goal here. The extra point didn't look all that smooth. They're going to boot a field goal from here. So, you know, you got to use your best play here and maybe get some guys crossed up. Maybe use Junior as a decoy here and get Torres the ball or Schuff.
Well, you know that Schuff has some speed, so you got a lot of options here with this squad. And you know what they've been practicing. Obviously, you got to know what to do if the game's on the line. This is the play that you go to. And with a 13-7 lead, we're trying to increase that.
They're going to kick it.
Well, a surprise move right here by Coach Sturgis.
Well, you know, I mean, you're at the 15-yard line, so you need a 15-yard play. So that's, you know, but I don't know. They just got to get the snap and the hold down quick. I think the kicking can get it there.
Oh, the snap, the kick. It's a high one, and it comes incomplete. No good. Incomplete, excuse me, as that is how the first half ends with the Crusaders taking a 13-7 lead in this halftime. Coach Tom Bazzoyne and Kyle Heavey from Manchester Public Television. Exciting game going on here on Crusader Way, and we'll be back for the second half in 15 minutes. We'll let the band get the field and get some more information about this game. You're watching Manchester Public Television's coverage of Friday Night Football. And welcome back to Chabot-McDonough Field as the Memorial Crusaders have a 13-7 lead as we get ready to start the second half. A lot of running plays that worked for scores here in that first half. Coach Tom Bazzoyne and Kyle Heavey here for Manchester Public Television. And Buzz, you know, what can you say? The stars for the Crusaders have been Jacob Schuff and Gabriel Felch as well, but you got to give some love to Alex Sullivan to this Gomez combo has done a really good number.
Yeah, and, you know, it's kind of a tale of two quarters. You know, Memorial came out and kind of dominated the first half of the first quarter, and then from there until almost, you know, halfway through the second quarter, Portsmouth took over the momentum. And that fake punt kind of changed the momentum of that quarter, and Memorial was able to take advantage of the turnover on downs and go down and score. Portsmouth is going to have to kick off here, so it's going to be a matter of whether Memorial can keep drives going without getting the penalties. If they can do that, they can you know, finish off this football game. They like to talk about how they're a second-half team all the time, so I think they're ready to go, and we'll see what happens. I mean, you got to win these ones at home if you want to be that special team and have that special season.
Well, for the scoring concept of things, Jacob Schuff got things going for the Crusaders with 7:30 remaining in that first quarter on an 8-yard TD run. Nice pitch out there from Sutherland on their first drive. Then in the second quarter, it was Andy Brown with a 1-yard TD run for the Portsmouth Clipper-Cats to take the 6-6 game, and then they made the extra point to make it 7-6, so they took the lead. And then with that fake punt, like you mentioned, with 2:54 remaining in the second, is Gabriel Felch with a 5-yard TD run to put the Crusaders in the lead 13-7. As again, we're getting excited to go for the second half here. And for the Crusaders, they will get the ball first, and this could be a huge, as they pretty much had the ball to end the first half, but they were not able to score from that 15-yard line when they tried to get that field goal, but just was not successful in it. So another chance to put some points on the board, and you can see the coaches are ready to go and the players are ready to go. And now with 18 seconds remaining in this halftime, we will be ready to go as well.
And a little update from West. West is up 21-6. That was with 6 minutes left to go in the second quarter. I'm sure that's a little bit further ahead now, but they're up by 2 scores with 6:15 left in the second.
West playing Conval, and that is the first points that West has allowed this season with a big showing against Pembroke that we were able to be a part of, and also a big win last week on the hands of, I forget who they played last week.
It was Hollis Brookline.
Hollis Brookline, thank you very much.
Yeah. And we talked about it, that Division II powers have kind of switched roles there. You know, Hollis Brookline and Milford are now down a little bit, and teams like West are up. And this is blowing out of bounds.
Well, another decision here to be made by Coach Rob Sturgis.
Last time they made him kick it again, right?
Yeah, they did. So that's why
I don't know if you do that here. I think you just take it on the 35 and start your drive. The wind has kind of died down, actually, from what it was. Looking at the flags.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll go back to the flag. I can tell you that at 3 o'clock when I was at Trinity for their soccer game, it was blustery as could be up there on the hill at Derryfield Park. But now to see that, again, this is now almost 5 hours later, that has died down quite a bit. And Memorial will get the ball 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. No time came off the clock on that, so a great attempt here to get a drive going. You only got to do 65 yards, and you know what they are capable of with this offense. But both teams, again, after halftime have been able to rest, so it's about who makes the right decisions here. And now pitching it out. Nice pitch and trying to get to the outside. Big hit right there.
We got a flag, and it's behind the play, so I'm looking at a hold again.
I would assume so as well. And
it's the same stuff, you know. It just keeps hurting them. So now they're going to be, 1st and probably 18, or 17, something like that. And he's moving the flag further. No, he's just giving it back. Okay. But where was the flag from?
The flag is right about the 34-yard line.
So they called it at the line of scrimmage. So, you're 1st and 20 now. So, again, we keep talking about it, and that's their own worst enemy. They gotta have some discipline.
Well, both teams had some turnovers here, and
we got another one. So now we got this side. I don't know how this guy can throw a flag that quickly, unless the center picked the ball up off the ground. And he saw it because nobody was even lined up yet.
Certainly some confusion here.
Unless we have some verbal stuff going on there, the sideline, because that's a sideline ref that threw that, and that was before anybody. They barely broke the huddle, so dead ball. So it's unsportsmanlike. So that's a killer. I mean, I don't know if it was the coach, and why would you be arguing after a play that is called on Memorial? It was a 10-yard holding call on Memorial, and why would you be arguing about it? The only thing I can think of is, sometimes the refs down there will give the kids a chance to knock off the foul language and warn them a few times, and, they'll say it too many times, and
well, that turns into a 1st and 5 now, Buzz, as trying to get the first down. It's going to be very close, and we'll see where they mark it here, as now looks like an injury here possible for the Portsmouth-Oyster River, and that is a big one right there, number 44, and you got to wonder if he'll be all right.
Yeah, he went running off, but, he was definitely waving to the sideline. And we got one for Memorial, too.
Well, not a good sign here, as, again, they had time to try to get hydrated and be ready. And, boy, Buzz, what a wild.
Yeah,
literally, it's only been 36 seconds.
That's just, that's poor discipline on both sides, to be honest with you. I mean, the first down play from Memorial, I'm sure – I know Coach Sturgis, and I'm sure he talked about it at halftime, to be more disciplined with your hands and keep your hands in. You got to feel the game out and see how the referees are calling it. And if they're calling it tight on the hold, man, you better keep your hands in, because you can cost your team. And Portsmouth, with the lack of discipline with probably foul language. I hate to quote, say it because we can't hear it from up here, but that's what it had to be.
Well, Ryan Nightingale was that injured tight end for the Crusaders, and a run up the middle is good for some positive yards. And
Gabe's still going downhill, so, he's going to break one pretty soon, I think. Him or Torres.
That one was not Gabe this time.
Right.
This actually was Johan.
And Johan, he's looking just like Gabe in there. So we're getting them kind of mixed up because the numbers are kind of tough. But, he was quick to the hole there, too. So, it's kind of a succession type thing that they have with their running backs going on here.
Johan, a senior, and Gabe is just a junior. So they're looking very strong in the fullback running back position here. But a 2nd and 5 right from the 50-yard line. Memorial going right to left across your screen, and this one will be close, but will be stopped just short of the first down, and a little bit slow to get up.
Yeah,
looks like his Auden Poulter.
They kind of got twisted up in there, but that happens.
Now some positional changes here, and 3rd and 1. They look like they're going for kind of a smaller portion, so we'll see if it's.
Yeah, I mean, that dive play has been working for yardage every time. It's almost like they're at the line of scrimmage before Portsmouth can even react. So I can't imagine they do much more than that here.
Well, 3rd and 1 play here as gonna give it, and it looks like it'll be just enough for the first down. We'll see where the officials mark it here, but it looks like he was able to just get it there.
I mean, yeah, it was close, but that time.
And not a good sign right here. Felch with a limp coming back on the sidelines, obviously running pretty good, but
somebody could have just caught one in the wrong place there. But Sutherland got almost tackled before he handed that off. That's how quickly Portsmouth was in the backfield. But so far, Memorial recovering, but with the help of Portsmouth and sportsmanlike.
Well, Salazar is out there now, and we'll see what Sutherland does with the ball. He's looking to pitch it out, and it's going to be actually dropped, and now we'll see who has the possession here. The fumble on the field, and waiting for a sign.
Yeah, and he has to make a quicker decision there and pitch that a lot quicker than he did because, that play can be dangerous on those rollouts. And, that's where Memorial gets himself in trouble. They try to get a little bit too cute with that. When you're going downhill like you were, just because you had one play that wasn't, that many yards, just keep going to it until it doesn't work. And we haven't really seen Sutherland run it besides, the scramble on the pass play. So we haven't seen him keep it on the offense either.
Well, 1st and 10 for the Clipper-Cats. First attempt, going to be a pass play complete, and we'll see where they place it. He's still on his feet and is going to be brought down right about the 50-yard line. So 2 big fumbles here for the Crusaders have hurt their chances. And, yes, they have a 13-7 lead, but, Coach, you obviously
it's
sleepless at night sometimes, wondering.
It's momentum changes, and that's the way this game has been, right? You feel the momentum going one way, and then it goes the other way because of mistakes of the other team. So that was a smart play there by Portsmouth, a quick hitter.
Well, that was good for his 4-yard gain. Now a run up the middle, and this will be back to the line of scrimmage. Oh, he still managed to stay on his feet, and this was probably about good for a gain of 1 or 2. So it will be about a 3rd and 4 here. And
earlier we talked about it that Portsmouth had moved the run plays to a couple of gaps out where, they were having a hard time running it in the A and B gap inside because of Memorial's size. And, the big Memorial guys have really come to play tonight inside.
Well, we'll see what Andy Brown can do. We know that his legs are more than capable of getting first downs, as we saw that earlier in the game. And now he's going to do a quick run out, and pass is complete, but will they stop him in front? Cody Ballard is the receiver, and you can see down the line here,
short.
It's going to be very, very close.
Yeah, that's a bad spot for Portsmouth. If I'm Portsmouth, I don't like the spot. But, we go back to catching the ball before the sticks. And, the design plays are good like that. But if you're not at the sticks when you're catching the football, on 3rd and short like that, I don't know, because then you got Memorial. They can pursue to the football. They're going for it here, though.
Well, we'll see if Portsmouth goes for the hard count on this 4th and 1, as everyone looked at their wristbands, and we'll see from the 45-yard line. And they're going to go for it, and he's able to get across, and 1st and 10 for the Clipper-Cats, run by number 5, Daniel Solar-Sala.
And sometimes, when you're hesitating like that and trying to get them off on the count, you can catch them off guard by snapping the football. And that's what kind of happened there. Memorial was a little bit flat-footed that time. And a good effort by the running back, though.
He's been talked about a lot on the defensive side, and that was a big play for the Clipper-Cats to be able to continue this drive. Again, you didn't want to third out after that fumble. That would have been a tough spot to be in, but now Andy Brown under center from the 43-yard line. Clipper-Cats going left to right across your screen. Man in motion. Brown's got to give it to his second option, and he's going to be brought down right about the line of scrimmage.
And a little counter play there, but it's a smart play because you want to get Memorial flow into the fake. And good discipline by Memorial's front there. And Pena Ramirez is having himself a game. I mean, I'm thinking he took him a whole half to catch his breath after that run on the interception. And that's, that penalty is coming back to haunt because that was a touchdown too, right?
Yeah, it certainly was.
Play clean football the rest of the way and you'll be all right.
A 2nd and 8 from the 42-yard line. Brown looking to pass. Great blocking, and now the throw is incomplete as that pass was way over the head of Sam Biddle.
Yeah, and they had a linebacker blitz on there. That's a smart play to mix it up. A good job on Memorial's defensive team to mix it up there. And, again, the defensive backs have been, so far from what I've seen, they've been one of the better ones I've seen here in a while. They're communicating well, and, they're tough to get by. And even on the catches, the one catch that Portsmouth had, it went off of Memorial's player's hands first, right?
Yeah, it went off his shoulder pads. Yeah. You teach them how to catch with their hands, and sometimes you just aren't able to get your hands up in time. But a 3rd and 8 here for Andy Brown in the Clipper-Cats. Rolling out, got a pass, and it's complete. They're trying to get across the field, and is finally brought down, and the catch is to Cody Billard. And that will be good for another Clipper-Cat first down.
And that's a nice route by Cody because he went, a few yards past the chains and then came back to the chains. So he caught that where if he got tackled on the spot, he still would have had a first down. And a nice ball by Brown rolling out to the left with a right-handed quarterback rolling out that way. He got his hips around and squared up and got it downfield.
Well, 1st and 10 from the 27. Brown got to throw it up, going deep, and more defensive right there by Kevin White as he had to make sure that was not intercepted right there in the end zone.
Yeah, and Memorial had 2 guys there, so again, good communication back there. And Brown actually looks comfortable rolling out to his opposite side. He throws a nice ball that way, and sometimes you get that player that just feels comfortable going one way, and that can be an advantage.
It was not actually Kevin White. I lost on the number there, but either way, 2nd and 10. Brown has got to get rid of it quick. It's going to be a screen, and it's going to be brought down. Will this be a fumble? We will see. It might be incomplete. They're going to say it was a fumble. So recovered by the Crusaders, and big number 99 able to bring that in.
I'm kind of surprised they went back to that play because Memorial did not bite earlier, obviously, because Pena Ramirez picked it off. And they didn't bite again that time, and they were all over it. And I thought I heard a whistle early, but it wasn't a whistle. So, instead of pinning them down deep here, now they get the ball at halfway decent field position.
And you can see the energy right there of Darius Rodriguez, who is actually pumped up right now to get that championship belt. And back to the offense here for the Crusaders as Schuff trying to get to the outside, and he lost a half a yard on that play.
Yeah, they've had a hard time getting to the edge against this team. They really have. Torres has gotten there a few times, but they've had a hard time, and they've kept Schuff kind of in a box. And when you have a week like you did last week and get all that publicity and up for player of the week, teams are going to focus in on you,
Well, both offensive possessions end in fumbles here to start the second half. 4 minutes remaining on the clock for this third quarter, and it will be a 2nd and 11 from the 35-yard line. Crusaders trying to increase their lead and put any hopes for the Clipper-Cats to bay, and instead a run up the middle that will chew some more clock time, good for about a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, it's a little conservative there, but that's okay. I mean, that's part of the offense. You got to keep the other team honest, and he's trying to open up that edge. But, so far, going to that side, they've had a hard time. And coming over here, when they tried the option, they had to fumble. So, they got to stay between the gaps, maybe A, B, C gaps inside, and, get the ball in Gomez's hands somehow.
Well, the band starts getting louder here as we are going to see what can happen at 3rd and 8. Schuff looking around. Now Sutherland running for his life. He's got some room here, and he's going to lose his balance. And let's see where they drop him down. Looks like it will be good for a first down.
That's a great effort because, he both times when he scrambled, he knew where the chains were. And, he kind of set up the defender there, put his foot in the ground, and got the first down. On that play, I noticed Portsmouth is what you call coyoteing Gomez now. They got a player underneath and over the top on him, so they're basically double covering. Not on every down, but on 3rd and long they did.
1st and 10 from the Memorial 47-yard line. And Schuff in motion. He's going to get the ball, and he's going to be brought down for a 3-yard gain at the 50-yard line. And Schuff, I saw it a few minutes ago that he was kind of punching his hamstring area. Hopefully that's nothing serious.
Yeah, but he's had problems with those. Last year he had some problems with them, and they can tighten up pretty quick when you're out there on both sides of the ball. If you're Memorial and you want to catch Portsmouth off guard, you probably want to throw it on first down to Gomez because, on 3rd down they're going to double cover him. So you want to kind of go back to the backwards play calling and see what happens there. But see what happens on 2nd down.
2 minutes remaining in this quarter, and look at that,
nice
wrapped
hit.
up and brought down. And that was number 44, who we were worried about before. He seems to be in quite good shape right here, with able to bring him down. And we'll see Anthony Flagg, I believe it is.
Yeah, nice job, because this roster is kind of rough to read.
For sure it is. Appreciate the...
It's like a
jigsaw a little bit.
Yeah.
You really got to get in the right place.
Somebody printed off an Excel spreadsheet or something. It's a good effort to get us one, though.
Well, 3rd and 7 with 65 seconds to go. We got Gomez to the near side right in front of us at the bottom of your screen. We'll see if they go to him here. And now they're going to run up the middle, and that will be good for a first down. From my angle, we'll see the referee actually looks like it's shorter. So this will be a big 4th down. And
wow, another quick hitting play by
Gabe Felch is glad to see him back out in there.
Yeah, I mean, nice run. I mean, that was right downhill. He didn't quite get the first, but he made up a lot of yardage there. And Memorial tries to get him to jump here first before they snap it.
Well, 4th and 1 with 20 seconds to go. Crusaders playing it smart here. Got Adamene in motion, and now try to pitch it out, and this will be good.
Great job by Portsmouth.
A turnover on downs with 1 second remaining in the third quarter. We had all turnovers in this quarter here, Buzz.
Yeah, I mean, not sure about that one. You know, you're 4th and probably 3/4 of a yard, not even a yard. You know, you just banged it up there for 7 or 8. I know Portsmouth is expecting that, but, you know, to go wide like that, you're giving them an advantage because, you're pitching the ball 5 yards back. So now instead of getting 1 yard, you're going to get 6. And, I don't know. That was a tough one.
Well, last play of the third quarter here as Andy Brown in the shotgun formation. And expect a little handoff here. And Brown actually going to hold on to it, trying to get to the outside. He's going to throw it up and just incomplete, trying to hit number 8 for what would have been some quality yards. But instead, the third quarter will end with a scoreless 12 minutes as Van Grunner was not able to do that. And they will switch sides and will have a important fourth quarter here with a low-scoring game so far here, Buzz.
Yeah, and both teams have to play mistake-free the rest of the way. And the momentum is kind of, I don't know, even right now maybe because Memorial's defense is holding sway. And, their backs, again, have been good except for a couple of small little first down plays. But, Brown continues to roll out to the left as a right-handed quarterback. And we talked about it earlier how, he may be comfortable doing that and not going to throw a team off, but Memorial is not biting. He doesn't really have room to run, and, they have him covered downfield. So, I'm looking for the next turnover maybe to be the result of this game. If Portsmouth turns it over, I think Memorial can finish him off. And if Memorial turns it over, then Portsmouth might have enough momentum to get down and score and make this a lead or a tie.
Well, as they flip sides, Portsmouth in their all-white with gold helmets will now be going right to left across your screen. And Memorial, again, with a 13-7 lead after the Gabe Felch 5-yard TD run. Right now is the game-winning score, but we'll see what these final 12 minutes bring here as Coach Tom Bezoin and Kyle Heavey from Manchester Public Television. Glad to be with you on this Friday night, the 19th of September. And this is going to be a big one right here as running up the middle and brought down. And we've said his name a number of times, but Daniel Solar-Sala is really a big part of this Clippers squad right now for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's third down?
It's third and about 6 right now.
Sorry, my mind missed a down there.
And a surprise, I got a score update from you. Bedford playing Thornton Academy down 7-0 right now.
Well, that's a tough team. So.
Now scrambling out, Brown got a release and it's going to be incomplete. So 4th and 8 from the 48-yard line. And now a drive that you expected after a big stop. I think obviously rhythm is a tough one right there, Buzz. As you get the ball, you only have 1 second and you don't complete the pass. Then you have a end of the period timeout and just not able to get things going. So with 11:22, Memorial will get the ball back. And as we've said before, it'll be Jacob Schuff and Jathan Torres back deep here for the Crusaders.
And again, the game is further along, but West kind of exploded in that second quarter. They were up 35-6 with 11 seconds left. And this says Doria finds Jerome Hennert. So I don't know if he's back or if that's just a
Gio got permission to come back the other day. So
that's big for them.
That certainly is going to make a huge thing. And now trying to get to the outside and out of bounds for the Crusaders, who will get things going 1st and 10 from about the 27-yard line.
But the kid who filled in for Gio Doria at West, he did a really nice job. Rodriguez, right?
Manny.
Manny, yeah. So Manny did a tremendous job running the team. So, if anything does happen, he's got the experience now and going forward, he's probably the future too. So, again, that league has kind of flipped around over there. West is taking advantage of it. And their defense is really good, too. So they will score the ball with Gio back now. They're going to be even more dangerous.
And it was Manny Mendoza, not Rodriguez.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all good. I just want to make sure that the people know. But a big run up the middle here, and that will be perfect. Chew the clock and keep things going. And Felch gives the first down sign, and he knows it's what's up right now.
Yeah, and, that's a play maybe they wanted on that other 4th down call, but Yeah, good job. Yeah, it shows you how long I've been gone now from West. It seems like yesterday, and I'm not knowing the kids' names. So, after a while, your players are gone. So.
I know that a lot of them are doing great things at New England College, so it's going to feel good. And now another run up the middle. This time it will be stopped, but it was good for probably about a 3-yard gain. And
Kyle, that does feel good to see your players do well in college, playing college ball. But it also does, for me, just seeing the kids around and doing well in life is enough for me. And a lot of them are doing some really good things. So. Football is a great game, and some kids, a small percentage of kids will go along and play in college, and the rest of them, will go in the workforce or whatever. But I have a lot of them that I keep in touch with, and I'm thankful for that.
2nd and 7 here, just under the 10-minute mark remaining in this contest. Memorial again with a 13-7 lead. A run up the middle, and this will be good for some more yards. They're still on his feet, trying to get him ahead, but unable to do that. And you can see that Aiden Poulter and Ashton Patnaud trying their best to keep him going on his feet.
Yeah, and Gabe keeps it going, right? He's keeping it churning. If Long Memorial can stay away from the mistakes here, I think they'll finish this game off. But again, we got to stay away from the turnover and the penalties. And if you're Portsmouth, you're going to try to force one here.
Well, it's a 3rd and 2 now with Alex Sutherland pointing around, trying to get Gomez the idea that you're taller than your guy, but it's actually going to be a run play, and he's going to be stopped right there.
Great job with Portsmouth right there. Wow, he didn't have a shot.
Cody Bilot, I believe it was, was involved in that.
Cody. And Cody's been involved in a lot of things. And, it's terrific play. And I don't know. I would think that Memorial is going to just try to get him to jump here and then punt it. I can't imagine going for it in this situation. But, when you're a run team, you're confident you can get a yard as well. I don't know. Let's see.
I know it's on the line here.
Yeah.
And Sutherland is going to run it up, and this is going to be tight here, Buzz. The referee is right there. He's saying first down, so a big 4th down play for the QB to get across the line, and the drive will continue.
You know what? Good job by this sideline ref. I ragged on the refs a little bit last week when we were at Trinity. That was a great job. He was right on top of it. He saw where the football was in the forward progress, and he came in and made a definitive call right away. So, you can't argue with that, as the opposing team. You got to hope for that, them being on top of it.
Well, a tough one right here is Cameron DeRozier.
Heck of a call by Memorial, though, right?
Cameron DeRozier might have gotten rolled up on as he comes off the field, and that will make Memorial call a timeout as their senior offensive lineman is getting to the trainer's table. And this could be a huge, as that is a good size offensive lineman that has helped your squad throughout this game.
Yeah, he looks hurting a little bit. But that was a play that, similar to the fake punt play by Portsmouth, that was a play that could have flipped the game. It really could have. If they didn't get that there, and Portsmouth got the ball back and went down and scored, now your pressure's on you, and you may be down to 4 minutes to play in the game, and you have to get on and score for Memorial. So that was a huge play in the game.
As the band, the fans, the crowd noise, they all come into factor here for Portsmouth, who are trying to stop Memorial. The time is running out, 7:57 remaining in this contest. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line, but now we'll see what the offensive line is able to do without one of their best offensive linemen. Still got some quality players here, and now we'll see if it's a lot more quick plays as Sutherland now under center here, going right to left. Or left to right, excuse me. And Sutherland's going to pitch it out and going to be brought down. This will be a loss of about 3 yards here, Buzz.
Oh, boy. That's a dangerous play. And I don't know, man, you know, you're putting confidence in your team to execute, but you also got to look at the game situation and see where you're at in the game. And, you know, what can you know, what's the worst thing that can happen? You know, you always, I hate to say it, but you always got to think as a negative thing when you're play calling. Like, what's the worst thing that can happen? And on a play like that, a lot of bad things can happen. You know, not the least of which is, you know, a loss of 3 yards on first down. So, yeah, you got to keep going downhill. I would give it to Felch here and, you know, see if he can get it back to the line of scrimmage and more.
Well, 2nd and 13 from the 47 and right up the middle. And this is good for a 10-yard gain right there. And you called that, Buzz, and that's exactly what Coach D'Onofrio had to say. Or offensive coordinator, excuse me.
It's almost like I know what I'm talking about sometimes.
It feels good when you're right, huh?
Yeah. It does.
Well, it's under 7 minutes to go, so it's going to be a 3rd and 3 here. And for these Clipper-Cats, they got to make something happen here to try to get this ball back one last time.
Yeah, I mean, Memorial can really run it out here if they keep going at just first down at a time and not really break it.
You know, they've gone for it on 4th down a few times, so they're not afraid to go for it if they're stopped. And now pitch out, and this is going to be, he's going to be brought down, but it will be good for a first down.
Yeah, you know, and that was a little bit better executed that time. Sutherland had the timing down that time a little bit better than it has been. And, you know, they got it up the field. So now, you know, that's what you want, right? Now you're first down. Now the clock is ticking, tick, tick, tick.
6 minutes remaining.
When you're you want nothing more than having the lead in the ball, going downhill as a triple option team and just eating up clock. There's nothing better than that.
Well, they're down to the 38-yard line, as you see on the screen. And Sutherland under center. Looking to pass. He's got to throw it up. And this is going to be caught for a touchdown. Jacob Schuff walks in, and a 38-yard touchdown for the Crusaders. That might have put the nail in the coffin there, Buzz.
Yeah, I guess the only thing better than using clock is that. I mean, that was a heck of a call there because they, like I said, they were coyoteing Junior, and Schuff just trailed him on the play. So if you saw Junior, he was ahead of him, and Schuff was the trail player, and you got to watch out for him. He was wide open, and, you know, Sutherland has thrown some good balls tonight. And that was a nice ball, and, you know, touchdown, and that could be the game here.
5:30 remaining, and the Crusaders will go for 2 here with a 19-7 lead, trying to make it back to a 21-7 lead. So we'll see. I'm expecting Gabe Felch to run this in. We'll see if I'm right here.
You know, you practice your two-point conversion, so they might have a couple fancy things going on here, or they might just try to pound it for 3.
Oh, here we go. Got to pitch it out and try to get to the outside, and the 2-point conversion is no good. Trying to get to the outside, but brought down by Sebastian Aldemar.
It's a good call. That's a good try. I mean, it's just a tremendous play by the Portsmouth defender. I mean, he was quick to get to the ball. That was nicely executed by Memorial, but, you know, sometimes you just tip your cap. The kid made a great play.
And now an injury to number 44, as I don't have him.
It's
54, excuse me. And that's a big one. And Antonio Rodriguez, the sophomore offensive lineman. But, again, with 5:30 remaining, Portsmouth all 3 timeouts and trying to claw back as, again, they had a 7-6 lead, but it has been 13 unanswered points by the Crusaders. And now with time ticking away, it looks like it could be another victory for Memorial.
Yeah, and they're going over to look at the injured player. And trainer's been busy tonight over here on the Memorial sideline.
For sure.
Yeah, nothing too major, though. It looks like everybody that did get a little bit chipped up got back in the game, so that's a good thing.
Well, Memorial kicking down the middle of the field. Going to be caught at about the 6-yard line, kind of has some trouble with it. And Garland still on his feet, and now he's going to be brought down. And my apologies, this is actually going to be Cody Ballard.
Yeah, I was just watching the play behind. There was some wrestling going on at the 30-yard line. But again, what a great kick by Michael Georges, and forcing the Portsmouth to return. And that thing had some air under it. So the Memorial kickoff team has been a story here tonight. Really good pursuit and keeping Portsmouth pinned down there. The opening kick, they kicked it a little short, and Portsmouth got some good field position. But since then, they've done a good job.
Well, here we go. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line as the Clipper-Cats have a long ways to go. You're going to expect a lot of pass plays at this point, and we'll see what Brown has in store. Rolling around, looking, is running out of time, and now just gets rid of it very late, but it's good for about a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, they're going to need more than that, because 5 minutes left and you're down 2 scores. So you're going to need something downfield here. And Memorial should keep the pressure on here. Even though they're up 2 scores, Portsmouth's going to take some time to throw it if they want to get down the field, and they can pressure them like they did earlier in the game.
Well, 2nd and 4. 4:40 remaining, and a run up the middle, and the good quality run, cuts it back, trying to get to the outside. He's going to be brought down at about the 40-yard line, and that was good for about a 32-yard run there, Buzz.
And I don't think anybody expected that, including me. So Memorial was caught off guard, kind of in a little bit of a nickel defense there. And Portsmouth said, if you're going to play this defense, we're going to run it. And, if you run it down there 40 yards at a time, that's as good as a throw, right?
Well, tick is the issue here for the Clipper-Cats. And still 60 yards to go. A nice block right there. Now throwing it deep downfield, and it's caught! My word, Buzz. We've seen some incredible plays in this contest, and this one goes in favor of Portsmouth as able to go up, and Van Grunner.
Yeah, and Brown, rolling out, he had a little personal protector there with one of the guards pulling that time. So, in case there was any pressure, they were all set. And the Memorial defender that time got called looking up at the football.
And now we got a timeout here against Memorial,
right.
So they have 1 remaining, but again, 3:56 remaining in this contest.
And Coach Sturgis likes to do this after big plays. So, not so much to go out, say, hey, what are you doing? No, he just wants to settle them down and say, okay, we're all right, let's nail it down and make their adjustments here. And so, nobody's confused after a big play. Because sometimes after a big play like that, everybody's yelling and screaming at each other, and it's just, it's kind of a little chaos, and you can give up another one right after it. So if you slow it down like this, that's a good move.
Well, the cheerleaders are still being loud and proud of the Crusaders here as the fans still here in their chalk-colored shirts. And the Crusaders squad, again, trying to go to 3-0 on the season here with some big wins. And this one would be a very important one to get them further ahead in the standings here. And every win is important here as we get September into later part of the season.
Yeah, to start the season 3-0 is going to be huge for them.
Now, 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Clipper-Cats rolling out. Brown looking. He's going to throw, and it's off the hands. I think he was looking more for the block than he was trying to get the interception.
Yeah. And they got to be careful because, if they're looking for that, just knock it down at this point. And if you get the pick, you get the pick. But, you don't want to be caught looking at the football and then all of a sudden, the Portsmouth defender outfights you for it. So that's first time he rolled out really to the right. He's been rolling out to the left and rolled out to the right that time. It was a pretty good ball. But
as the band starts to play Sweet Caroline, we'll see if it's sweet or not here as They're trying to make as much noise for these Clipper-Cats. Brown again cutting back the other way, and now throwing it, and just incomplete. Almost hit the photographer here on the sidelines, and pass attempt for the end zone. But
yeah, Xavier Monroe in on some pressure. You know, we haven't called his name in a little bit. Portsmouth had made a nice adjustment since the beginning of the game to get a body on him, because early on he was wreaking havoc, and yeah, he was in on the quarterback there and made him throw it a little quicker than he wanted to.
3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. A 3rd and 10 for the Clipper-Cats. Defense chant from the stands and the cheerleaders going on. And now running back the other way. Look at this. He's on his feet, and it's going to be a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's a big kid. You can't really throw your shoulder into him and expect him to go down. And, you know, that was kind of a throwback play. You know, roll out to the right and throw it back to the left, and caught Memorial off guard. And, you know, we're going to go for one here, right? Well, I mean, it's a 6-point game now, right?
It is
so
a 6-point game
really
with a
matter,
13 to 19 deficit here for Portsmouth. But again, a 24-yard pass play right there. And, man, Daniel Solar-Sala is tough to get down.
Yeah. And, you know, Portsmouth with 3 timeouts, they don't necessarily have to onside kick here. You know, they can kick it away and hope for a good kick and then use their timeouts on defense.
And there we go with a score now 19-14 as the kick was up and good. So with 3:36 to go, the Clipper-Cats know what they have to do, and that is get a stop for Memorial. You got 1 timeout, and you just got to keep chugging and getting some first downs. And
yeah, I mean, you want nothing to do with the timeout at this point. If you're Memorial, you just want to use clock. And if you're Portsmouth, you're looking for to pin them deep here, as deep as you can with a kick. You know, if you don't decide to onside kick, if you don't have confidence in your defense, then I guess you would onside kick. The trend has been the ball's gone further going this way on the kicks. So if you kick it down deep and pin them down deep, and then on first down, that makes Memorial make a decision on offense. You know, that's going to make them, you know, think. And, you know, if they just hand it off, Portsmouth has 3 timeouts, they can stop the clock and still have, you know, a couple minutes left to score. Well, it just became really interesting. Right?
It certainly did. It just took 1 minute and 54 seconds for Portsmouth to drive down and score here, Buzz.
And good on them, because they didn't fold. They could have easily have folded and down 2 scores, and they didn't do that.
Well, let's see what type of kick we got here. If it's going to be kind of a no, they're going to go for the onsides, and the ball
10.
is going to go out of bounds. So
yeah, didn't go 10, and you know, they tried to make it look like he was kicking away. You know, tried to fool Memorial, and they really weren't fooled, but, you know, it's just unfortunate he just kind of missed it there. And again, you know, there's a couple of plays in this game that Portsmouth has made a call as a staff, and one was the fake punt, and this one was whether to kick it off or not. If you got 3 timeouts, you know, I would have kicked it deep there because the odds of getting the onside kick, you know, they're better than the NFL. And that's also a penalty, by the way, 5 yards, because it went out of bounds, you know, before, yeah.
So Memorial will thank the Portsmouth-Oyster River Clipper-Cats for that, as they will get 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. And,
yeah,
boy.
Because one play can make a game there, Kyle, right? If you kick it off, then you have several plays left to make. And you're going to force the other team and put pressure on the other team. Here, now there's no really pressure on Memorial.
First run play, that's good for about a 3-yard gain. And
yeah, we're going to see
first timeout called here.
Yeah, and Felch isn't in there right now. Yeah, they're just rotating. You know, so, you know, they're going back and forth and rotating. So Felch is going to be fresh on this play, and I can't imagine they'll do anything but give it to him. You know, I personally would like to see them not an option on the outside, but have Sutherland keep it up the middle and kind of a fake and follow his back, because they did that a lot last year. And I've seen them do it in the Jamboree, so it is in their bag of tricks. So I think that would throw Portsmouth off, because they're going to be trying to dive on the fullback here and trying to get the football from him.
Well, it's going to be a 2nd and 7 either way. And they're trying to say 3:31 on the clock. So some more time here for Portsmouth.
3:30.
3:30. Okay, so we gained an extra 7 seconds.
Yeah. I must have called it quick, I mean, if you're a Portsmouth coach, you're telling that sideline ref, as soon as the play's done, I want a timeout. They should just blow it as soon as it gets down.
As the whistle blows, and now a 2nd and 7 from the 37-yard line. Sutherland under center, looks around at his teammates. And man in motion, he's going to hand it off.
And
this is going to be a flag.
Motion. Yeah, it's illegal motion. We have a Memorial player going towards the line of scrimmage before the snap.
So should the 2 seconds go back up on the clock here is the thought.
Yeah, that's a dead ball. That's a dead ball call. It should be still 3:30 left. That play does not count, so it's a dead ball.
Let's see if they make that announcement again that they got to put that time back on the clock.
If you're the coach for Portsmouth, you got to point that out. They're not pointing it out, so they're going to keep it off.
Losing 2 seconds here, 2nd and 12. Man in motion again, and they're going to run it up the middle. Brought down by the back of his jersey, and only so much Johan could do there.
See, Kyle, if you kicked it off, right, and the ball's way down the other end, and this defense is happening, now you've got real pressure on Memorial, right? Here, they don't really have that much pressure on them because you're on the 40. If you don't get it here, you can pooch it down, and, Portsmouth has to go the length of the field. That's why it comes down to decisions sometimes. And you never want to put your team in a position where a decision is going to give the other team an advantage. Well, and I've learned that how? By making the mistake myself. I sound like a know-it-all on here, like a Monday morning quarterback. But, all these things I'm talking about is because I've made that mistake myself,
Well, with 3:18 remaining, it will be a 3rd and 9 for Memorial from the 40-yard line as Clipper-Cats really big stop right here could give them a chance. But for Memorial, go back to what worked in the first quarter, Buzz.
Yeah. A first down or two and this game is over. So one timeout left for Portsmouth. So it's just a matter of what you get on this down and then the decision you're going to make on 4th down.
The band starts playing a little bit more, which is...
What do we got?
And now referee is going to come talk to about the clock here. And now what's this going to be? Is the 2 seconds going to come back that I was talking about before?
That was that was the play before. So I can't imagine that 3:21.
3:21 will be back on the clock. So 3 second gain here for Memorial.
Yeah, I can only imagine that, sometimes one of the refs will keep a clock on the field, and that's the actual official time. So, after a dead ball play, they'll adjust it like that. But that's justification because, they lost 2 seconds earlier. So
3rd and 9, and Sutherland's going to keep that himself. He's going to be hit at about the 45-yard line and finally brought down. And a big stop here for Portsmouth as it will be 4th and 4 here as Sutherland tried to chug and get that first down and just was not able to get it. So
good play call, though. I like the play call because, Portsmouth is going to be aggressive there. You don't want to throw it, that's for sure. And we talked about Sutherland keeping it, and that was the exact play I was talking about earlier. Now it's decision time. Now it's decision time from the 35-yard line, where you could be having decision time from the far 30-yard line, and that goes back to that onside kick. I hate to keep harping on it, but that's a play that's going to be maybe the difference in this game.
Well, obviously the attempt at 4th down earlier on the fake punt was a big question mark too, and now it all becomes down to whether Portsmouth can get the ball back. Again, Memorial could throw something surprise in here.
You know, I don't know if you do anything fancy with your punt team. I think you're either going to punt it or go for it. I don't want to see a fake punt here by the punt team, but
the Sutherland family underneath us here.
It looks like they're probably going to try to get them to jump. It would be my guess, because Memorial has timeouts to burn, one timeout to burn.
Well, let's see
so
if
they can try to get them to jump and use the entire play clock.
Now here we go, 3:11 remaining,
Wow.
and Sutherland's going to take it himself, trying to find something, throws it up, and it's caught! It's good for a first down, and it's going to be first and goal, and Gomez with the pass that most likely will kill the clock. And
yeah, I mean, what a play by Sutherland. What a terrific play. I mean, he had Portsmouth guys all over him, rolling out, and that was a great ball. He has really improved throwing the football. It looks a little like floaty at times, but he can get it downfield. And if that's another aspect of this team that they didn't really have before. And when you get a guy like Junior Gomez running down there, man, that's danger time. So now they just got to hold on to it, and this game's over. No timeouts.
No
left
timeouts for Portsmouth.
Yeah.
And what a big fourth down play. And I was saying, go with what worked earlier, and that's exactly what Memorial did.
Now they're just going to go with no time on the play.
And now snap issue here.
Yeah, I mean, they were trying to wait because, there was still over 5 seconds left on the play clock. With 10 seconds, that back judge's hand goes up. And then with 5, he starts counting it off. So, you don't want to snap that ball until he's counting, And I don't know if the center may have heard the wrong thing and snapped it too quick, but, heads up by Sutherland just by falling on it, right?
Well, here we go with 2 minutes remaining, 120 seconds in this contest. And now a second and goal. Now looks like from the 8-yard line, I would say. And Memorial will try to make things work again. Again, no need to score here, but you got to kill as much clock as you can. And obviously a score would be nice. And now a run up the middle that is brought down at about the 6-yard line.
Good job by Felch. He got the hit real quick, spun, but when he spins, he doesn't try to go sideline to sideline. He's going upfield. It only looked like a little teeny run, but he was able to lean forward for a yard or two, and that's all you really need right now, just to click that clock down.
Well, Sutherland starts coming back out there, and now 60 seconds remain. It will be a 3rd and goal from the 6. Again, no chance to really stop the clock here for Portsmouth-Oyster River. So we'll see the Crusaders again under a minute to go 3-0. And with Timberlane, I'm not sure what that was all about.
Timeout.
That scared me right there. So with 42 seconds to go.
Coach Stern just ran all the way down to the 10-yard line to get that one. I think he was screaming it, and nobody could hear him. So.
Well, it's certainly tough with the band right here.
Yeah.
The air horns going on.
And you really weren't expecting the offensive team to call a timeout there. If you're expecting it, you're kind of peeking over as a referee, but really you're not expecting it. And, I think maybe they had the wrong play call there and they didn't like it, so they wanted to change it before. We're adjusting the. Yeah, he's talking to the back judge who has the clock. And I don't know that they're going to take more time off or what. But this has been a really interesting game. Action-packed a little bit, but more interesting on the play calls and the calls by the coaches. Again, not to critique them at all, because I've done the same thing and I've been in the same place, and they all know their own teams. I'm just judging by the flow of the game sometimes.
Well, here we go. 42.7 seconds remaining. A 19-14 lead here for the Crusaders, trying to get this victory. Don't want to turn over the ball at this point. And now run up the middle, and he's going to be stopped at the 3-yard line. But with 37 seconds to go, there's no way to stop the clock here, Buzz. So this game,
if it's spotted now, it's pretty much game time.
as now some high fives being given for the Crusaders.
Yeah, that's it.
As 20 seconds comes
it's done.
left on the clock, and you can see Sutherland kind of cheering, and he's clapping now, as not much you can do. The victory line starts.
I think that timeout was they were trying to judge if they could take a knee or not, and that's why he was talking to the back judge. And he probably could have if he ran around a little bit, but the play took a little bit of time. And great effort by Portsmouth kids. I mean, they did a really good job coming on the road, and in a 2-0 Memorial team. And it looks like this Division I East is going to have a lot of close games this year.
Yes, and that's right. We'll be back next week with Portsmouth-Oyster River coming back to Manchester to face the Central Little Green next Friday night. So we'll have a chance to be able to see this Clipper-Cats squad again. And for Memorial, they will take on the Timberlane Owls, as Timberlane is started the season pretty tough with an 0-2 as they're playing right now as well. And that game will be at Timberlane at 6:30 p.m. So for Executive Director Jason Cody, Operations Specialist Joe Lar, Operations Assistant Brendan McCormick, Coach Tom Bezoin, we got to give our player of the games for each squad. I mean, for me, I thought for the Portsmouth Clipper-Cats, the one and only Micah Gedney doing it on all sides of the field was a big one right there.
I like either Gomez or Sutherland for Memorial. That's my 2 cents.
Well,
because Gomez had some huge plays in that game.
Gomez with that big 4th down play was a huge factor, and congratulations to the the Memorial Crusaders as the fans run on the field with the flag to celebrate. For Coach Tom Bezoin, my name is Kyle Heavey. It's been a presentation of Manchester Public Television. We look forward to seeing you again for more volleyball, soccer, field hockey, and football coverage in the fall 2025 season. Stay safe, everyone. We'll see you soon.